Here's a video of some fish that I'm growing out. So I've actually got some new fish, and these are the new fish I was talking about in an earlier video. And they're these guys right here with the stripe, and they're nyassachromis boadzulu. And this right here is a male that's starting to show some color. They're a blue fish. I've never really seen this hap too much. They're similar to a red empress. But he's kind of got a white blaze on top, and he's got some blue colors and some egg spots. So I'm really excited to see how these fish grow. They should get about 5 inches. They're from Lake Malawi. They are a hap cichlid, but they're not one of the predator cichlids. And then I also have my star sapphire cichlids in here, phenochilus. I think it's Tanzania. And so they're doing well. I was able to get 10 of these nyassachromis, and then I still have 6 of the star sapphires, and they're growing out pretty well. I definitely got some males. They're showing some blues on the star sapphires, so really excited to see them grow. They grow very slow, which is kind of expected. And I've got 2 yellow labs that were the small runts of the group, and they've grown up pretty nicely now, and I think I'm ready to move pretty much all these fish into the big 150. It's a lot of fish to add in there. My goal was to sell some fish at our local fish auction, but that all got delayed. So I'll have to figure that out, because I do have one guy in here that is a OB Frieri, and this is my most marbled, if you can see him. He's the most marbled male that I have, and he was getting picked on a little bit because he's been the runt of the group the entire time. But I think he's going to be the prettiest male Frieri that I get. So I've just pulled him out here temporarily so he can grow up a little bit more. But yeah, that's what I got going on here. These fish are growing out pretty well. There's that Frieri that I'm really excited about. And then yeah, I'm really, once these starfires start chipping up, they're still all pretty small. These fish are roughly 3 to maybe the biggest guys 3.5 inches, that Frieri. So these aren't giant fish by any means, so that's why a lot of their color is still pretty minimal. But as they grow, it should be much nicer. And I think you saw some of the catfish. This is where I have my synodontis petricolas hanging out in here as well. There's about 6 of them in here, and they're doing all right. I'm not sure what I was going to do with those guys. I was actually planning to sell those guys, just because I didn't want them to mess up breeding, and I didn't know where to put them. And then on the other side of my foam divider here, let me move the light real quick, is some fry that I've been growing out. So these are bucochromous nodotania. You'll see there's not a ton of them. There's maybe a dozen. I had a lot more before. I struggled a lot with them dying, and I don't know if it was because they weren't eating well or they were very sensitive to water changes, but I definitely was struggling. So but these guys seem to be pretty healthy. I've got another batch of buco fry that I showed earlier, so I'm excited to hopefully get those guys growing up and have better survival rates now that I'm home pretty much all the time. Then what's also been fun is right here next to this shell, that's a multifasciatus fry. There's actually 2 of them in this tank, and they were stowaways. I sold my group, but these 2 fry didn't make it in the shells, and so they've just been growing up with the bucos, and they're doing all right. Now that they're in here, they got this one shell. They dart in there if they need to, but yeah, everything seems to be going pretty well since I've got these guys. I haven't lost any of these new fish, so really want to see them grow, and excited to see them mature and in the big tank. So that's what I got going. Thanks for watching.